Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday and happy NXT time. Time to move forward into a new era of NXT, continuing things as we got a new debut last week. So we'll have to see what we've got ahead of us. We're going to go ahead and get a recap and the debut of Mike Santana, who's now going by Cruz Montana. So that'll be an interesting development. We can talk about that some tonight as well. Hello to everybody stopping by tonight. Dawsey and George, good to see you both. And we'll see what happens. What's up, George? Thoughts about Lola Vice? I think Lola Vice is ready for the main roster, but I don't think the main roster is ready for Lola Vice. Right now, I feel like they've got especially SmackDown, I feel like they've got a bit of a balancing issue. Honestly, I feel like she'd be better for Raw. Between injuries and booking the people they do have, I'm just not sure if this is the right time for Lola to come up just yet. I feel like she could be like Trick, like she could wait around a little bit longer in NXT before coming up, but we'll see what happens. What's up, Zach Minger? And yes, NXT has been quietly a part of ESPN since the last couple of NXT PLEs, but they're talking about it a little bit louder now. So I'm glad that it's there now that ESPN. Who just jumped in? Is that Grayson Waller? Grayson Waller just stormed the ring.
I made my main roster debut in the main event of Madison Square Garden 6 weeks after I broke my leg on that announce table. 6 weeks. And most people would have drowned under the lights, but lad, I swam. WrestleMania 40. Lincoln Financial Field, 60,000 people. I stood on top of the ladder and I brought home.
I hope they take notes. This sounds like a main roster guy's promo.
Everything was going like I had planned. And then something changed.
His mama called him Mike Santana. I'm going to call him Mike Santana.
Maybe I was too honest. Maybe I didn't politic. Maybe I didn't kiss the right ass. But either way, the last 2 years of my career have been an absolute embarrassment, and I'm man enough to admit it. I spent a year carrying 240 pounds of idiot on my back, making him relevant again.
Oh,
so much
shots fired, Austin Theory.
People actually chanted his name. Never before, never since. But I don't care how many bells and whistles you give him. At the end of the day, that Marty Jannetty is still allergic to the microphone.
Wow.
It gets worse.
Calls him a Marty Jannetty.
I pretended I was at a funeral. And I committed to the bit. I wore the silly hat. I climbed to the top of every arena in this country. And on a live microphone, I told the world just how good someone else was.
I wish the NXT crowd would shut up. This should not be a whatted promo.
But it's a new day. And I could sit at home.
New Day reference.
Eat some salt and pepper chicken and catering once a week. But that ain't me. What did I do? I'm in the best shape of my life, man. I'm hungrier than ever been. Every day I go to war.
Grayson's in good shape.
I mean it. I need to feel like I mean it. And I've got demons. And in order to get where I should be, I need to conquer some demons. And the one that's been keeping me awake at night for a very long time is the NXT Championship.
Okay. Grayson said he's back to conquer a demon.
Used to mean something.
Oh.
It used to represent the best wrestler in the world. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano. Even recently,
he even shouted out Johnny Gargano.
They get treated like gods because that title represents the future of the industry. But I never had it, so I get treated like a Netflix ad break comedy act.
Oh, a Netflix ad break comedy act.
I'm ready to conquer my demon. I'm announcing right in front of the world right now. I'm here to take the NXT title.
Okay. Grayson Waller's back in NXT, and he wants Tony's title.
I love the new name, by the way. It's great.
Ooh.
You walked in here last week like you're someone. Man of the people.
Love the name.
People Cruz, and the secret is, in about 6 weeks, they're going to have a shiny new toy, and they're not going to care about you.
Oh, okay. Dumping on NXT crowd. I don't hate it.
Cruz walks in like he's going to challenge for the NXT title straight away. Because he was the top guy in TNA. In 2005, like, being the top guy in TNA is like being the best basketball player at the local YMCA. I'm not impressed.
Well, they're letting Waller go, man.
Hey, Tony D, why don't you come do something?
I got to tell you, if you guys never saw Waller's Twitter game, Waller's an excellent heel.
Sean wants me to, yeah? You tell Sean to tune up the band if he has a problem with what I'm saying.
Tell Sean to tune up the band if he doesn't like what I'm saying.
It's too early. You know what? Sean, why don't you send out one of your guys? Because Sean has guys. I used to be one, but he's moved on.
He said, send one of your guys out.
I have a message for the NXT.
Woo!
They probably filming a TikTok. Maybe watch the show and learn something. Because I just walked in your house. I didn't even wipe my feet. And everything I'm about to say, I mean with utmost disrespect. The NXT male roster is soft. You're lazy. You're complacent. You're happy to be here.
Okay. Putting the male roster on notice.
The women of NXT are running laps around you.
Hey. Okay, so Grayson is the voice of the fans.
You think you should get pulled up tomorrow. But here's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. I look at that roster, maybe 10%'s ready. They're all women.
Waller's telling the truth. He's cutting a bit of a pipe bomb.
And then you come in and you're finally putting WWE superstar in your Instagram bio. So you can play wrestler for 6 months, impress some mediocre girls in downtown Orlando, and spend all your time in medical. And then you have the independent talent. My people, I love independent wrestlers. And you come here and you do things in this ring that no one else can do. How good are they?
This is the best promo Waller's cut in his life.
All the energy gets sucked out of the room because you're a bunch of charisma vacuums. And I know you're all kind of looking over his shoulder right now, seeing how he's freaking out in the headset. But deep down inside, HBK's smiling because I'm finally telling the truth.
Oh, man. This was not on my agenda tonight.
I need your support. I'm cooking right now. Let me cook.
Need I remind you, he was getting whatted at the beginning of this promo.
But I will. I'm going to walk in, take the title, take the division. I'm going to take every opportunity that any of you are supposed to have. Because unfortunately, for that embarrassment of a roster, I'm starting to remember who Grayson Waller is.
Dude, listen.
I'm the most underrated guy on this roster. I'm the all-around pound for pound best.
Oh, they cut his mic. It cannot be overstated, you guys, all right? For everyone who complains about who gets sent back down to NXT, who gets booked this way, who gets booked that way.
You don't want to give me an opportunity, WWE? I just took one. Consider your cages.
Wow. And they cut the commercial right on time. I cannot overstate this. Wrestling is a team sport. You need to have your position players in the best place they can be. Everybody doesn't need to be challenging for the world title at the same time. You move. It's a chess game. Maybe it's not even a team sport as much as it is a chess game. There is strategy, there is placement, all that stuff is involved in a successful game plan. And wrestling is a peak example of that. You put your people in the right places and they work well. And this was a master stroke, putting Grayson Waller back in NXT after the men's division is truthfully suffering since Oba, Javon, and Trick left. And you bring in a guy who just left, who wasn't really successful at the next level. And we can talk about the reasons why that is at any point. He had a modicum of success as a mid-card guy. But him coming back down as a motivated, hungry guy, calling out all of the insufficiencies of the current male division is brilliant, and immediately cut Mike Santana down to size and did not get interrupted by anyone, staking his claim, given the belt. That felt, yes, gentlemen, this is what we're talking about. That is a segment that made you believe, even if it was for 10 seconds or more. That felt real. And that is what wrestling is supposed to be. That's what wrestling is supposed to be. So it's position playing, it's chessboard placement. This is the right call. It's the best usage they could make of Grayson Waller right now. And he swung for the fences with that promo. And by the way, him putting him going down right now, he made all of those other men, with maybe one or two exceptions, look like amateurs with the way he cut that promo. Because if anything, and I have a lot of grace for it because it's NXT, I often say every week, this is like the college football of pro wrestling. You're seeing people come up, you kind of weigh whether or not they're ready, and you kind of know if you're looking at a freshman on the screen or not, and you're like, it's okay. Freshmen don't have to cut promos like seniors. They'll grow into it, all that kind of stuff. He just came down and made them all look like rookies. And that just adds more fuel to his point. I love it. Yeah, put it on him. Put it on him and let him be the guy. I'm not sour on Tony. I like Tony, but Tony came back in and he said, I want to take out Dark State. I want the title. And he did those two things, right? And now he's a little stale. All right. Tavion and Myles tonight. Will I tell Just Alex about what happened in NXT tonight? I'm sure. I mean, he'll probably catch wind of it through X or Twitter. But yeah, we'll probably, if there's an opportunity to bring it up tomorrow during SummerSlam predictions, I will for sure.
The NXT boys are damn good, and I believe it. We just got to show it, and that's why tonight I'm getting my hands on Cam. Oh, hold on. Listen, I know Cam's obnoxious, but I'm going to just stay out of this one, big fella. And let me think. I'm 110% ready to beat his ass. Don't worry about him. We'll make sure he's clean. Is that right?
Mason Rook already says he's going to try to interfere in the North American title match tonight. All right, tonight we got Lizzie and Izzy. I hope you got your fix. Lizzie Rain and Izzy Dame. It's a rhyme scheme of a problem tonight. Let's hope Lizzie Rain makes effective work of Izzy. We'll see what happens. She looks fired up. And listen, so if you're just joining us, Grayson Waller showed up out of nowhere to open the show, basically dropped a pipe bomb in the middle of the ring, shredding the NXT men's division and also putting over the women's division. He said 10% of you are ready for a call-up right now, and they're all women. He said, you guys, some of you guys are lazy. You just sit in medical and try to flirt with girls in Orlando and put WWE superstar in your Instagram bio. And the rest of you are great independent wrestlers, but you're a charisma vacuum. You suck all the energy out of the room. So anyway, he was absolutely right about that. And the smart aleck NXT crowd tried to give him the what treatment, and he won them over in minutes, and shut them up right away. So again, the best promo Grayson Waller's ever cut. I've ever heard him cut in his career. And I don't mind a CM Punkish Grayson Waller, because I know he can back it up in the ring. And if he wrestles angry, I'm very interested in seeing what that looks like, and motivated. So put Grayson Waller in that world title picture. I'd say put the title on him immediately and let him be the conduit for showcasing whoever the guys are that you do want to push in the men's division. Put him in there with Mason Rook if you think Mason Rook's got it. Put him in there with Cruz Montana. I'm going to have to keep saying his name so I get used to it. If you want Cruz to get over. Trust him. See if he can be the guy to make other guys, Kind of like what Gunther did with the Intercontinental title the first time, where he just went on that run. He went on that record-breaking run, but he really did shine a light on a lot of the guys he beat, See if you can do it with Grayson. I'm glad they gave him space to really speak his mind, though, because Grayson has always been kind of saddled with a gimmick or a situation that hasn't allowed him to cut loose on the mic. And he's very good as a heel promo guy. Like, I've seen him on TV shows. Like, he almost got into a fight with a news reporter one time for them disrespecting the business. His Twitter game is MJF levels of good. Very good. Yes, George. Shiloh, Tavion, Jackson Drake. Lock him up with all of them. Put him in there with Sean Legacy and Van Dukes. Listen, I mean, they could do it all. Honestly, one thing I might do in the very beginning is put Shawn Spears in there with him, and he can bulldoze Shawn Spears, because it seems like Spears might be, working his way out. Jeez. Yeah. I'm telling you, Grayson would be an injection of life into the NXT men's division for sure. One that, God bless Cruz. Oh, Cruz Montana arriving to the building, and he passes Grayson Waller in the parking lot and glances at him, but he don't know. Grayson and Keanu, I don't know where we go with that one, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot to work with, though.
I can tell you're excited to make our way to Minneapolis, Minnesota, the site of the two-night SummerSlam. From behind goes Rain, and a kick out by Dame. Dame back up, and now listen starting to rock and roll in this matchup. And what a spinning heel kick that was.
Right there. She knows exactly what this is all about. Big win tonight. Definitely put her in the conversation. Before just moving up the ladder.
She is looking to serve up some bad medicine to Dame tonight. And right back in, Rain trying to get a little springboard back down both connected.
Beautiful work there.
And Liston came out of the gates hot. She is not taking her foot off the gas. Looking for a little more high risk. Got caught. And now Izzy. Oh, turning things around. In her favor. Who's walking out victorious?
Hey, Celeste. Good to see you. Could Kalani get called up? She might. I mean, I think there is space for her. You know, we in the chat kind of seem to, depending on who you are, I feel like we're split 50-50 on Kalani as a community. Yes, Celeste, the Odyssey was so fantastic, wasn't it? Oh man, I loved it. Loved it. Would love to go see it again. I just got to find another 3 hours to spare. Now, Kalani, very good in the ring. And if she's got the right character, I just think she needs more guidance. I'm not entirely sure that she is yet comfortable enough to be an instinctual promo cutter. You know what I mean? I feel like she can do well in a wrestling match, and she's got great energy. The charisma is there in my opinion, but I don't know if she's the kind of performer who would really be leaning on the writers to tell her exactly what to say and do. Does that make sense? But we'll see. Big Let's Go Lizzie chance. What's up, last name? I did see the Ted Lasso trailer. I'm looking very forward to covering that. If you guys follow me at all on TikTok or Instagram for my movie account, Screen Stream Shelf, I'll be happy to be covering the Ted Lasso season 4 once that arrives next month. Just recently released a review on Obsession today that I had actually watched it like a week ago or so, but I just batch record my reviews actually. Yes, last name. This is the opening match. However, the opening segment of the show, last name, was a returning Grayson Waller storming the ring and cutting what can best be described as a pipe bomb promo, absolutely burying the men's division. And it was the best promo Grayson Waller's ever cut in his life, and by a wide margin. It was excellent, and he's back in NXT, and he's got his sights set on the NXT title. So I'm looking forward to see it. Celeste, I'm also going to go see Spider-Man this Thursday. I'm taking the family to go see it. I just watched that Punisher special earlier this week to try to get prepped for it. AJ Lee is not going to be in the match, George. They've already named all the competitors. Well, there's 2 left. Julia and Lash Legend are supposed to be the final 2 in the ladder match. So beyond that, unless it's like a last-second surprise, they seem to have that field locked in already. It'd be interesting to see AJ Lee show up, though, especially for a ladder match. If Grayson was back for NXT for a fixed amount of time, I would keep him there a year. I would keep him there a year, and I would have him be champion for most of it. Or I would fast track him to the title, and I would keep him there long enough to see if whichever comes first, a year, or if they can cultivate some really can't miss superstars that are ready to be called up. So we'll see. I see what you're saying, George. Okay. Well, that's a bold prediction, my friend. And also, I have a mega bonus question in our community chat. predictions contest that'll be available tomorrow during our predictions with Just Alex and AMD Combos of predicting a return. So you should drop AJ Lee in there, and you can get an additional 10 points. It's a 10-point bonus question. Lizzie Rain, missile drop kick. You know what? Booker T used to deliver a heck of a missile drop kick back when he was in WCW. Just crazy stuff. Yeah, Naomi or Stephanie, those would both be good examples as well. Last name, I don't know if Grayson would start a faction or not. The nature of the promo he cut certainly makes him sound like a lone wolf. Like he didn't spare his thoughts on just about anybody except for the ladies. He spoke highly of the ladies. Izzy off the top, jumps through. Big boot to Izzy. Coming off the ropes. Nope, she gets caught and Blue Thunder bombed. Oh, 2.9. Last name, I don't think so. I think Lizzie Rain will get a title before she gets called up. I mean, I think she will be good enough to get called up before winning a title, but I don't think they'll do it. I feel like they've got a real log jam of ladies wrestlers that can be called up. So I don't necessarily think they need to be in a rush to call her up. Ooh. Nico Vance about sticking his head in the ring. Whoa, kind of a spear. Izzy tackles Lizzie through the ropes and out of the ring. Oh, Izzy thrown into the steps.
It's entire straight right now. Get Lizzie cash here. That's the question, Vic.
Fireman's carry, Death Valley driver.
Here we go.
Oh, 2.9.
Looked like an air brake crash. What's it called?
NXT chance for this match. They just will not cheer for Izzy. Oh, man. Crucifix bomb by Izzy. This is a good effort by both ladies. Izzy's doing well, too, and I'm hard on Izzy a lot. Yeah, SummerSlam weekend definitely there's a lot of potential there. I know a lot of people are not happy with the build of it, per se. But, once we get there, we're there.
Right there, landing a big shot here. Lizzie still has fight.
As much as I want to disagree and hate everything Grayson Waller had to say, these two are showing you exactly what the women's division is all about here in NXT.
Everybody get put on load.
Kind of a pop-up cutter there by Lizzie. Oh, running headbutt. We're going to get Thunderstruck.
Lizzie rising up. What is Nico Vance?
Oh, big boot. Nico Vance interferes for a distraction. Oh, last name. Sorry to hear it. Well, Sean Spears is here again with a chair. He's swinging for Nico. And, thunderstruck. Izzy got distracted. And that's 3. Lizzie Rain takes one from Izzy Dame. That was the right call.
Like the ghost in the night, Spirit shows up out of absolutely nowhere. And this, at the moment, I thought the crowd was going to steal it. Nico made inserting himself and then with the face. Izzy Dame made, looking out, and right here next to us. Spears with a perfect fake out. Skipping Nico lips, opening the door. That thunderstruck right to the temple.
There you go. She does. Lizzie does have that sort of Americano style headbutt. Cruz, Noam Dar, Romeo Moreno. You know, Moreno, I'm pretty sure he's in the Minute Maid commercial with Cody Rhodes, the guy who super kicks the drink machine. I'm pretty sure that's him. What's up, Chris Wrestling Views? Well, I'll tell you what, the show opened up really hot. Hold on, Saquon. I'll get to that in a second, Chris Wrestling Views. The show opened up with Grayson Waller returning to NXT, and basically the best way I can describe it is he cut a pipe bomb promo on the entire men's division, and it was the best promo I've ever heard Grayson Waller cut in his career. You owe it to yourself to look it up and watch it.
Last time I saw you, wasn't I whooping your ass all over the garden? Oh, you jazzing him. I'm a whole different individual now. Word. Yeah, word. I ain't got Mo Larry and Curly holding me back no more, man. Look, I'm going to change, man. Just let me handle my little dark state situation first.
See what you're going to do.
You going to see. You're going to see the whole world finna see, man. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Oh,
Before you start,
Kalani.
I just want to let you know what you're getting yourself into because it is a very unfair working environment.
Kalani, come a long way from being knockout champion.
I had to because I'm the best woman on this roster. How do I get repaid? Getting screwed over time and time again. So if I were you, I would run while I can because it's probably going to be your future because did you know I never even had a chance at the NXT Women's Championship? Like, never. Everyone knows I've seen one shot. I beat Callie fair and square. I seen a contender. It's easy. Just count 1, 2, 3. Of course. Ignore me just like everyone else. You'll be just fine.
I like this Kalani, who's constantly kind of getting the shaft. I'm for it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, SummerSlam predictions. Myself, A and B combos, just Alex. I'm hoping before the end of the week, my brother and I will have a new Mount Rushmore matches featuring the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. We've got a Brian Pillman episode that's already up. That's our most recent one. Friday is SmackDown, and then this weekend is SummerSlam. So there's a reason to tune in every day with Mark by Wrestling. And also, my wife and I have started Attitude Era Trivia, and we look forward to bringing more episodes from the Attitude Era and its related trivia to you very soon. And there's even more ideas I'm not disclosing right now that we're looking to execute in the near future. So I think OTM is going to break up soon. I hope not. They're wrestling Birthright tonight, so we'll see what happens there. But I don't think it's a good idea to break them up. But yeah, Chris Wrestling Views. Check out that Grayson Waller promo. You won't be disappointed, I don't think. Motion match cards. Oh man, that would be great stuff. Last name for sure. Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, here's the thing: OTM hasn't even really gotten a title shot, have they? Like, they've always been like one match away from getting an actual title shot, and then they don't get it. So I don't know what we're getting there. I think we're going to get a Jada and Natty segment tonight in some form or fashion, whether it's a video package or a recap or whatever. I have the inkling that we're probably going to take a little bit of a detour and that we're probably going to get a Natty and Thea Hale match too, since Thea was involved in getting the towel thrown in on Natty. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I could see that, George. Tag team match. All right, let's go.
Team Series rolled into Oklahoma City. The top bull riders in the world square off in a high-stakes team tournament where every ride counts. Don't miss the toughest sport on dirt.
I like the way you're right. They sound. I like the suit. I like this. That's back in our day.
And I'm just giving out to anybody believe this. Facts, have a little quick pro quote. It's not come on, what? You give Myles and Tavion a tag title shot if Myles defends against Hendricks, but that has nothing to do with
Definitely worth it, Chris, for sure.
100%. I mean, what are you guys? You scared? Scared? Whoa, are you? Myles and Tavion have not been a team in over a year. Smoke's not. We've been running it. Best team in the nation since the day we got this.
Okay.
You know what? Let me tell you something about Myles Borne. There's a reason why.
Vanity Project running down Borne and Tavion.
He watched me whip Tavion's ass 2 weeks ago. So brother knows he can't even touch me. But it's okay because once the situation gets situated, Smokes and Baylor over here are still going to have the tag team going. And one day, very soon, Jackson Drake will be the NXT North American champion. That's possible.
I can see Jackson Drake as North American champion. Oh, Keanu's here.
Micah, are you ready?
I am now.
Micah's staring down Keanu. That's interesting.
I'm sorry. I'm not even on that side. The only thing I want is a match against him next week. That's it. That's it. God. Appreciate you, Stone. Yeah. No.
Keanu's a little less ragey
You're welcome. Way too easy.
tonight. Wants a match next week against DK Prosper.
Grayson, I need you back in the building now. We are not finished. What's scarier?
That is, yeah, is Keanu Carver scarier when he's nice? That's very interesting.
I know there will be no comments coming next week when we head back to the underground.
Oh, yeah, we're getting that underground match next week. Here's Lola and Kendall.
There's a lot I could say about the NXT Women's Championship. There's a lot I could say about Kendall Drake. But next Tuesday, Kendall's entering my road, and I'm not just talking about the underground. Kendall Brave doesn't know what it's like to be knocked out. She doesn't know what it's like to suck in a cave. She doesn't know what it's like to put her head down, humble herself, and prove she's undeniable in a whole new world. But I do. I had to learn what it meant to earn my place in this division. I busted my ass to prove myself in the toughest women's division in wrestling. And when that didn't feel like enough, I traveled to Mexico, wrestled for AAA, and Lola Vice became undeniable. Like I always said I would.
And winning, congratulations, Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana, the new AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions.
The champion of the deepest women's division in wrestling can't just be happy to be here. She needs to have a chip on her shoulder. And Kendall will run this division one day, but it's not going to be while I'm still here. I've shown I can handle the balance. I show it in my work ethic. I prove it with every win. In the underground, an amateur wrestler is stepping into a real fight. Kendall is stepping into a world she knows nothing about. A world of pressure. In the underground, I have the advantage. Next week, I'm going to expose Kendall Bray. And after I knock her out, she'll be left with the biggest chip on her shoulder, and I'll be a two-time NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah, coming off of SummerSlam and then doing this NXT is going to be wild. You know, Lola has a strong chance.
Who will survive next week and walk out women's champion?
All right, here comes Cam Hendricks, one-on-one with Myles Borne for the North American title.
Well, this matchup presented by Progressive. That's the thought next week. The question is now, who leads tonight? NXT North American Champion.
Yeah, Lola's already lost the mixed tag title from AAA now. So, you know, Lola's got a shot here. I wouldn't mind a little quick hot potato between Lola and Kendall again, right before, you know, before it's time to bring Lola up, you know? It wouldn't be the worst thing.
This is where we keep our history. I hope more guys get to come out here and see it. Kind of puts it in perspective for me that I'd like to be able to add my own thing. The history is plentiful. I mean, these aren't small items. This is Steiner Brothers letter jacket just hanging right here. Dusty Rhodes robe, ring worn. Ultimate Warrior denim. Just this one's a deep cut, stunning Steve Austin. These things feel like they were worn yesterday, but in some cases 30, 40 years ago.
Tavion cost Myles or help Cam. Or, you know, we also said that, you know, it was also established in an earlier segment that Mason Rook has got his eyes on Cam and Hendricks too. So we could end up with just a mess of multiple guys getting involved here. Hey, Sophie Dovey. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Yep, Jada and Thea.
I'm very happy because I realized you either sit and wait for your opportunities or you go out and make one, and I did that. Because a dove is a dove in my book tomorrow. I agree. I think so. And the right woman got her Hendricks. She did. Happy about it. He lost last week. How about her? Girl, I'm happy too, but I really wanted to just tell you, I know I have been the easiest in this locker room to do it. So what you did last week, I appreciate you. You didn't have to do that. Girl, I got you. If anyone understands how hard it is here, it's me. Growing up is difficult. It's vulnerable, and sometimes get a little lonely. And that's exactly how Natty made me feel. I felt like I was alone. I had nobody, but then you came around and you proved me wrong. Hey, I mean, you've been really nice to me recently, so yeah. But I wanted to touch on something. Stone finally gave me the 5 minutes that I had been begging for, and he told me Natty is really pissed. I mean, yeah, but he said that we are going to have a tag match against Nikita and Carmen next week.
Oh, there you go. You called it, George. Tag match.
Yeah, like me and you together. Hell yeah, girl. You have been the most trustworthy person in this locker room as far as I know. So I appreciate you. You got that. You have my back. Yay! Oh my goodness, this is so exciting.
But I can't wait for that tag team showdown next week as we get set for this championship match here tonight.
What's up, Mod Father? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you.
Gotta get your honest thoughts on Myles Borne. Is he doing too much here tonight? He gave this opportunity to Cam because if he's victorious, he get a NXT Tag Team title opportunity for his buddy who's kind of had a rough go of it late, maybe on ice. Is it just too much for Myles? It is.
Make mistake. That's something doing too little. That could be a problem. One knows he's got to sell dead. We're looking at the internet world, man. It's about clickbait, man.
Let's get ready to go up to a man who always does too much. Mike Rowe.
Yeah, I can see them pulling out a win. I'm less intimidated by Carmen and Nikita.
The NXT North American Championship. Introducing the challenger from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 257 pounds.
All right, Cam Hendricks, Myles Borne. Who do you guys got? I think Myles still retains. Way too early for Cam Hendricks to be a champion.
Recently surpassed Dirty Dom and Tony D'Angelo for the 9th longest reign as champion, 150 days. And by the way, do you not know what the hell the Heisman pose is? Desmond Howard puts his arm straight out like he's holding a football in the other arm.
Young guys like him, they can shake the whole day again. Even the pole, even the Heisman pose. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying.
Well, speaking of Cam, he's got to be a modern miracle. I mean, can we agree on that? All of a sudden, he was 60%, and he was 100% once he learned that he had a championship opportunity.
I'm going to put my doctor's hat on. It's called the title shot. The shot. Title shot.
I get what you're doing. Obviously, it does sound like
All right. Hit that like button, Mod Father says. Y'all listen to your Mod Father. He speaks wisdom.
Certainly wouldn't miss out on this opportunity. But going back to Myles Borne, no part of you, though, thinks it's admirable that he wants to help someone like Tavion Heights reach new heights.
Nice guys. Nice guys. Man, you gotta have that attitude. It's about me. It's that deep mentality.
Myles remembers his friends, and you got to wonder if the tag team champions are truly focused or sliding into DMs or whatever they're doing right now. Rocking away. It seemed that Jackson.
Don't worry about the vanity project. They know. You got to stay ready. Get ready. Talking about being champ 5 months straight. Keeping that pop. Who JP? Dodge State. Dodge State had been the same since. Who did play? Vanity project.
I did hear that Aaliyah Mysterio had been working out with WWE. I didn't know she'd be on NXT soon, but we'll see.
We heard from Vanity Project earlier. We also heard from Mason Hook. Did he overstep, do you think, earlier? We're talking about Myles, and as he said, he wanted to get his hands on Cam Hendricks.
About two things. Everything about the business of all time and check the championship.
Believe in the curse. Better hit that like button. That's right. Oh gosh, but please let's not curse each other with that Joe Hendry song from last night. That was hard to watch.
NXT Myles Borne continuing to wear down Cam Hendricks the early part of this match.
It's a bad idea. Why go around shaking hands and trying to getting someone's good graces?
You shake my hand every Tuesday.
Santana should be here thinking about one thing, man. That's choking at the bit to get that title around his waist. Something that he can very championship goal.
Well, look, let's talk about someone else who we saw here earlier tonight by surprise, Grayson Waller. How should this men's division, how should this locker room, how should these two even take to Waller's comments when he called the entire men's locker room soft as Hendricks off the slam in the cover and a kick out?
Tell the truth. A lot of fanboys. A lot of people want to be in the business just to get that star, that check mark on the Twitter account. No, it's not about that. It's about coming in here and doing that job and doing it to the best of your ability. That's what Grayson Waller was talking about. Oh, baby.
What a drop kick.
This is the guy right here.
Whoa, big dive by Myles Borne.
Step up as the North American champion. He has not shied away from defending that title. As Myles, look at Cam from behind, just ripping Myles down. Both superstars on the outside.
Yeah, we might get Cruz and Grayson. We have not seen the last of Grayson, that's for sure. We absolutely have not seen the last of Grayson tonight.
Take it over. Showcase that
Yeah, we'll absolutely see Grayson before the show's over again, I think.
Big champion. That looked like he's just starting to measure Myles Borne on the outside. Any concern of you that Cam is just maybe too arrogant for his own good? and finally paying the price, breaks first off that steel post.
You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta have that star feeling, something that Cam Hendricks has. And the thing is, man, that's the one thing that can take you to the top of this business. I'll allow one name that comes to mind, The Miz. Nobody believed in him but himself. He had so much self-confidence in himself, though. Look at him now, living in a mansion, playing golf at Delta Beach. His birthdays, you gotta love it, man.
He's had deeper too in this day. He's playing a little cat and mouse right here. Is Cam Hendricks just got caught. Myles Borne not playing around. Here, so how is Myles, in your opinion, handle the pressure, by the way, of being champion, making the media around him? Just recently at a UFC event.
Yeah, no, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Being champion in this business, NXT champion, North American champion, it's the toughest job in this business because you like a doctor, all call 24/7. You got the stethoscope on, always checking people's heart and stuff like that. So now I got to get up there a lot of credit, man.
So Myles now looking for that little.
Right. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of Hollywood cosplaying going on in WWE these days, aren't there?
Hendricks just getting that shoulder off the mat. Cam may wish he was still on the sidelines.
Can't tell me that. Yeah,
Oh,
this guy wanted this song.
cover, full titles. And a kick out. Cam Hendricks challenge for the NXT Championship at the start of the summer. Even you, though, have to start feeling bad for our Joe Hatcher, Robert Stone right now. I mean, he is doing his best. And then Grayson Waller, what happened last week, already tonight. Carver getting in his face.
I feel sorry for Robert Stone. I mean, he asked for that position. He wanted that position, a job that he had been vying for quite some time. But be careful. Be careful what you wish for, Vic.
Well, the same could be said here for Cam Hendricks. But, again, more unique offense from the challenger.
Cam said, check him.
He told Derek Sanders to look at him, and now he just came right in. Cam Hendricks came in with a game plan. Look at this.
I don't know if we see Almost at SummerSlam.
Another knee right to the face of Myles Borne. And I mean, I hate to laugh at this point, but Cam Hendricks was at 66.2%.
All right, we're almost back from commercial break tonight. We're about halfway through the show.
NXT North American Championship on the line. Look at the strength of Cam Hendricks. Slamming Myles Borne down. That was impressive. Into the cover to win the title in a near fall. I mean, unreal power from Cam. This, though, during the break moments ago, look at this combination of offense dropping the champion.
Like I said, Cam Hendricks, the guy, he has something. He definitely has something. I mean, you hear me talk about that Afro text. You hear me talk about checking out those boxes. Cam Hendricks definitely checks out those boxes.
Well, he's looking to become the 24th different champion to hold the North American title. And I was snickering a second ago because it just amazes me that whatever he does, he always seems to find himself on top. The doctor's looking at him, oh, he's not ready, but then just walks into a championship opportunity. He's at 100%. He's ready to go. He in the debut was able to beat, I think some people forget that, in his debut, he was able to beat two champions as he almost beat Myles Borne yet again. Borne was in that match, if you remember. So was Tony D'Angelo. Not many men can say, like him or not, that in their debut they beat two champions.
All around to try to get title shot. Cam Hendricks got to the people top big problem. The championship on sometimes.
So Cam and Myles Borne still going here. Yeah, I mean, Mason Rook basically promised that he would get involved. And, of course, Tavion Heights also on the other side of that said he was going to keep him. So I'm imagining some shenanigans for sure.
Successful not retain that North American championship. There will not be a tag team championship opportunity in the future of Heights.
Big shot by Cam like that. Clubby, blow right to the back of the cranium.
Continuing to talk a little smack. Talk about 2K, the video game. His attribute for cockiness, arrogance, would be 100%.
Yeah, I don't know about Tavion's. Like at some point,
Into the cover, nice shot by Derek Sanders and a kick out.
it's got to be coming at some
What
point.
every good official should do. Check to make sure both shoulders are down. If Derek Sanders didn't check those shoulders, that might have been a 3.
Derek Sanders, I think what's wrong with his eyes? He couldn't see the shoulders from down. Come on.
Why he asked him after the match. Back to the show. I think it was a great job by our officials. And Cam Hendricks now a little upset, throwing right to left. But Myles Borne, pressure, another champion with a few right hands. Pepper in the challenger. Nice reversal, coming right back in. The clothesline popping up. His Cam goes right back down, followed by another one. Borne right now starting to roll in this match. I believe body drop. Right back up, right back down with a hip toss.
No wasted motion right there by Myles.
Oh man, drop kick.
Everything right there is up. It's timing. Everything is timing right there for Myles Borne.
Nowhere for Cam to run. Myles puts him right back in the ring. Swing and miss.
Beautiful. Beautiful spacing right there.
Never break the motto of the champion. Showcasing it again. Looking for Borne again. Counter. Challenger held on to the top rope. High cross body. Into the cover. And a quick kick out.
Mason Rooks standing like a truck driver backstage. Is it easier to be a babyface or a heel? I think it's far easier to be a heel because you have the freedom to say whatever you need to say to make the crowd hate you. It's much harder to get the crowd to like you than hate you. Myles holding his shoulder a little bit.
The offense Cam Hendricks has done in this match. Remember those submissions? You see Myles Borne favoring that left shoulder.
Oh man, a slam by Hendricks.
Was looking for that dive. Cam out of nowhere. And face first.
Oh, and here comes Tavion and Mason. Like predicted. Oh my gosh, Tavion jumping on his back.
Myles has to win the match for Heights to get a tag team opportunity. But then showtime kick. And it might be showtime.
Oh, 2.9.
Wow, well, that was close.
Stay on it, Hendricks.
Hendricks. Nice standing reversal up, overlanding on his feet. Borne again.
Born again.
Myles into the
That ought to do it. Myles retains, much like we thought.
Basic, now you can go get you some. Now you can have a basic. Taking it to Cam Hendricks.
Mason Rook still dealing with Cam. Tavion in there with Myles. Wait, here comes Vanity Project. Jackson Drake jumping Myles.
Myles dropping one, Myles dropping two. Vanity Project, gain a little bit for everything that's going on. Drake was talking a little trash earlier about the broken champion. Borne be a double champ. Myles, Heights, take out the Vanity Project.
Okay. So yeah, next week, Vanity Project versus Myles and Tavion. Let's see what we get out of it. Lizzie Rain eating that popcorn chicken.
But what is next for the Maiden of Metal and why the KFC? Emily, you know how it goes. You get a bit amped up before a wrestling match. But then when it's done, you're starving. Shiloh, he put me onto this KFC popcorn chicken, and it is the perfect refuel. I feel like I could kick Izzy Dame's ass all over again. And as for Izzy, hopefully she's in the review because I'm looking at that underground match next week between Kendall and Lola. That's going to be a real scrap.
Lizzie, I am disappointed.
Tristan Angels interrupting.
The inspiration from that filthy mongrel Shiloh Hill. Couldn't have gone for tea, sandwiches. Perhaps once I thoroughly batter him tonight, with or without that demonic tooth, you will reconsider who your role models are around here.
Don't worry about him. You want some? They're wicked. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's so good. Can I have another? Oh, yeah.
Ready to go?
OTM.
No manches.
Oh, Peros Damal's here.
No matter where you go, porque un perro. You better remember, Dios perdona. You know, come on, baby, let's eat. You know what time it is, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Peros Damal is gonna be a problem.
Good enough to beat me. You think this man's gonna beat me? Oh, come up here and smack them glasses straight off your face. There's not gonna be a 12-round war. I promise you that. He's not good enough. He can say whatever he wants. I don't quit. I don't say that on one knee. Proven.
Oh, what's up, B? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. So Shiloh got a new tooth. He got it from Danhausen last week. So now we got to wonder if the tooth has any attached shenanigans with it. We'll see what happens.
I feel good. I feel ready. I think I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Just aside from the mechanics of getting my shoulder working properly, the in-ring recovery is a different process. How am I reacting to cardio? Running the ropes, getting that in-ring conditioning up.
OTM is breaking up for someone to kick up. Yeah, I'm not ready for OTM to get split up. I feel like they were just on the cusp of doing something interesting as a team in NXT right before this Peros Del Mal thing popped off in AAA. So I hope they can land it, stretch it out a little bit more. Here's the thing. It actually kind of reminds me of before the NWO came out in WCW, during the Nitro era, Sting and Lex Luger were a tag team and they became tag team champions, but Luger was low-key a heel, but he was still friends with Sting because Sting's his buddy. And so he was always acting like a heel, like acting cocky to the fans, not wanting to high-five people, like, don't touch me, all this other stuff. And whenever Sting was looking, he's like, yeah, whatever. And he was a heel, but he wasn't trying to attack Sting. He was just a heel to like everybody else, but he was still Sting's partner. And like, that's a very fun, that was a really underrated dynamic that they executed, that you had to have somebody special like Lex Luger to really pull off, because he's like, Luger was jacked and like just a special looking kind of wrestler. And I wonder if you could do that with OTM, where one guy is a heel, but he's still like loyal to his partner though. And you have a dynamic like that. I wonder if that could work. I don't know if the thing that made it special too about Sting and Luger is like they were both household names with WCW at that point. Like it would be like, it'd be like having Oba and Trick as tag champions or something, like two distinctly well-known commodities. And I felt like OTM was coming up to the point where you were about to start being able to tell them apart, which sounds rude, but they were just starting to get exposure as a pushed team. And now I'm nervous that they're going to dissolve it before it even gets going. Hope that doesn't happen.
You're on your way back to the building right now, Grayson.
Okay, Stone's talking to Grayson again. By the way, B, you're still in the chat. You and A owe it to yourself to watch the opening promo from Grayson Waller. Career performance from Grayson Waller. Basically cut a pipe bomb on the men's division. Zarya, Ren Sinclair.
Well, the thing is, Kendall's training for our unconvention. I was just trying to see who my next challenger is.
The North American title takes precedence of another speech.
Yeah, I'd have to organize a tournament. Right?
I mean, if you're looking at those spots, I'm sure Zarya wouldn't mind competing since she's such a good champion.
Which is exactly why I shouldn't be in a tournament. Starring my next defense.
Who'd be against me?
Come again?
Ooh,
Just saying.
yes.
I could be a double champion.
Have Ren challenge Zarya. Give me that. Serve that up on a plate right now. I'm here for it.
For the both of you, similar to what I did for Myles Borne, Ren, you could defend your speed championship next week against Zarya, because I agree, a champion shouldn't have to be in a tournament, and if you win, you'll have a future opportunity at Zarya's Women's North American Championship.
Okay.
I like that.
Ren versus Zarya next week. If Ren wins, basically she gets a title shot at Zarya. I'm here for that. Yeah, so he basically crashed the show at the beginning of the program. So he kind of invaded NXT by himself and grabbed a mic and cut a 3 or 4 minute promo, which was, again, I'll say the best promo I've ever heard him cut in his entire career. I sent a clip of it to you guys on X, by the way. So by all means, check that out.
WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan is officially kicking off SummerSlam TakeOver this Friday at 10 a.m. at the Minneapolis Convention Center. SummerSlam TakeOver is free to attend at Superstar Autograph and photo ops are on sale now at WWETakeover.com. But are you ready? You and I will be on the call on Saturday's XM Channel 156. It's up, go kid.
All right, here comes OTM. OTM and Birthright. Last name, yeah, I think so. I think the Garzas probably show up. I don't know what they do, but I bet they show up.
Look around. NXT Universe on their feet for this duo. Straight up on the butt, son. Straight up on the butt. Right to deep. Oh, yes, man. My question to you, Book. Are these two ready to take that next step here in NXT? Let me tell you right there, there's all a great NXT champion, not just NXT champion. I'm talking about SmackDown. I'm talking about Raw. They have all the tools. They have all the tools to put it together. That's the point.
Here we go.
When it comes to Birthright, by the way, see down here, the big champion Lexus King is stats checks into the matchup. Why does this group always turn their nose up to everyone? I mean, everyone. Yeah, see, that's what we're wrong. I don't think it's everybody. It goes back to what Grayson Waller said. There's a lot of fakers around here. There's a lot of reality shit, stars here in NXT. They Birthright, they want to read them up. That's all it is. Stacks might have just made himself a mistake. Get up over and running the hell right out of there, tagging in counters and counters, beating the same fate. Stacks. What a fact.
OTM in control.
Is what's going on, by the way, in AAA with Bronco a little too much of a distraction for OTM? I mean, we saw Angel Berto earlier. Is that too much? I mean, what do you make of Bronco trying to seize a moment? I mean, producer Price, it's definitely something that he's going to be thinking about.
Whoa, big chop. Lucian didn't even respond.
It's not going to Yeah, you're right. Connors. Maybe regretting
Chop and return. Connors does not enjoy it.
almost becoming unleashed, tagging back in. Brock, so you think, I mean, look, you've been in plenty of tag teams. RBD, Goldust, Stevie Ray, list goes on. Lucian cover and a kick out. Lucian, it's okay for it to feel a certain type of way, but Brock should be Brock.
Look here, I'm not going to say Broncos should take opportunities or anything like that. Opportunity not to better answer, but the thing is, I made my mark in this business in a tag team, and that's right there. I'm taking the greater heights, and that's what I'm talking about. Right there. It's all about Birthright. Take your business.
A Birthright champion.
It's all about Birthright. This is a team right here that's looking to take over. Here it is, right now, they're gonna. Oh!
Yeah, they took over. They're taking over.
Okay, that's speak too soon.
And Bronco even out almost one leg fall into his corner. Lucian tagging in. And when it comes to the tag division, we know Borne and Heights have a tag
OTM stacking them up.
opportunity coming up next week. Vandy Project right now could also be looking into their future because both these teams.
Maybe last name. They might be keeping an eye, that watchful eye on things. But man, shoot, OTM they just ragdolling Birthright and Stacks. Stacks' tights reminded me of some old HBK style stuff. She could have used Jada. Jada could have used them. Goodness gracious, Stacks just gets tossed out of the ring and picks up the 710 spare of Birthright. Goodness me. Charlie Dempsey got the worst of that, too. Got a big old Stacks right to the face. Just brutal stuff. All right, so picture-in-picture coming up soon, although screen's kind of gone black a little.
That was some textbook tag team maneuvers. It has launched a human being almost into your lap.
I told you, NXT come out here with purpose tonight. They're being business. It's about making a statement, man.
I'm looking around Lexus King still down to your right.
Big shot.
Obviously, the fastest man alive wasn't fast enough to get the hell out of the way.
I mean, come on, man. Took one for the team right there. His body and arms way trying to protect this guy.
Lexus King threw his body in harm's way.
Yeah. Yeah, last name. Stacks should always take the pin. Like that is precisely should be the ongoing rule. I'm a little concerned that Lexus King isn't getting as many reps in the ring as he used to. Since Birthright became a thing, he's kind of moved to a managerial role almost. I mean, he is the speed champion, but I don't know what the deal is there. It's not that he never wrestles, but it seems like I guess they're breaking down a faction, the faction of Connors and Stacks as the tag team and him as the single, and then Ariana as the female single. Because he does defend the men's speed title when they do the rotation, and they haven't stripped him of that. But because I guess Ren doesn't really wrestle a ton either. She wrestles more than he does. But so yeah, I guess being the speed champion does put you on the bleachers a little bit since they run a tournament before you get a contender. Although they just booked that tonight with Ren getting a shot at Zarya. So at least they're putting her back in the game, which is good for all of us. We like that. So it would be, you know what, George, you bringing that up is very interesting. If Zarya were to beat Ren for the speed title, she would then be a double champ just like Sol Ruka was with the same two belts. which is curious to me. I'm very curious about that sort of coincidence, if you will. It sounds like we should be just in time for SummerSlam. So I'm here with the little ones. All right, Chris, Wrestling Views, man. Well, you love on those little ones, man. And I'm here to try to give you as much play-by-play as I can. We got OTM and Birthright still going at it. We're coming back from the break now. OTM, for the most part, been in control. Yeah, last name. Well, if Perros shows up as an actual group in NXT, we're going to have a take from Booker T about it. So we'll see what happens there. I still think OTM's got to take this one. Big swanton by Connors, though. Connors is a good worker. I think he's just missing a little something character-wise that still needs development. Bronco knocking these dudes out. Bronco going up top. Oh, man, with a one-legged stomp. Jeez. Booker and Pence are former members. Yeah, okay. Hot tag. Lucian and Connors coming at it. Lucio moving up. His headbutt didn't quite connect, but I like what he was going for. Dempsey takes a shot on the apron, too. Lucian got hands for everybody. That rated E for everyone. Oh, man. Haluva kick misses, and there's the Garzas. They're in the aisleway while Lucian is in the and then here we go. Goodness gracious, Connors with a nasty super kick. And now, oh no, Bronco's not there for his partner. Oh no. Birthright steals one from OTM because Bronco was caught up with his Perros boys. Trouble in paradise, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like they're back in the mud. We thought they was out, but that just put them back in. Bronco comes out to try to split things up between the Garzas and Birthright happening at ringside. And then, he wasn't at his post. And Birthright steals it. And they lost to Stacks, man. Come on. And here come the Garzas now stepping in the ring. What are we seeing here? They're mighty bold. Lucian not pleased with this. Bronco's like, come on, dude. We're good. Listen, yeah, I was about to say, I would rather see Lucian join Perros Del Mal than them split up OTM. I mean, why wouldn't you try to recruit him, right?
This title on the line, an underground match, where she's been undefeated. But you know what? I'm coming back to what made me Kendall Gray, and that's training my dad.
In hundreds of Kendall's matches and competitions, spent thousands of hours in Gene's training.
Vignette here on Kendall Gray. Sorry, y'all. Training for the underground match. You know, Kendall needs to find whatever the feminine equivalent is of putting bass in her voice. Because she's well spoken. Her vocabulary, in cutting promos is all solid, but I don't believe the intensity in her voice. I believe the intensity in her ring game, but she's got to do it. And one of the Creed bros is here to train with her, Julius Creed.
She had toughness, and she had it.
Is a wild Creed sighting.
She's going to bring all of those things and it next week when she takes on Bowl of Ice, and you're going to hear and still.
I've said it before. Julius was the one that got me into WWE. He saw something in me before anyone else did. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Okay, so Julius Creed is the reason Kendall Gray made it to WWE.
Future wrestling tend to face a lot of adversity and found success. Next Tuesday, we're looking for the same result.
I can say without any shadow of a doubt that Kendall Gray will be prepared. Now, it's all up to her to prove the world and Lola what I already know.
Lola Vice versus Kendall.
Yeah, Pete Kendall. There we go. What's up, RT Rick?
She thinks it's her, but I know it's me. And we're gonna see in the underground.
Yeah, either Lola's undefeated in the underground, right? They're doing a little bit of the Brock Lesnar Hell in a Cell thing, right?
In the underground for the NXT Women's
We'll see what happens. That's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is a big show coming off SummerSlam and giving us that. It's going to be wild. All right, we get Shiloh and Tristan again. I do not know what kind of Shiloh we're going to get when we come back from the break, y'all. But we know he's got like a demon tooth now from Danhausen. So we'll see what happens. You know, Kendall's on a tear, but Lola is the queen of the underground. We'll see what happens. Get an ad for WWE Unreal Season 3. By the way, let me point you to the Mark by Wrestling TikTok and Instagram. I have shared my thoughts on Unreal Season 3 there, as well as the A&B Combos Wrestling Podcast, which I think will be coming out soon. If you're still in the chat, I don't know exactly when you guys upload your podcast episodes, but we discussed Unreal Season 3 on that episode as well. And speaking of A&B Combos and Just Alex, this time tomorrow night, we will be doing SummerSlam predictions. And there's 12 matches to get through. And there's lots of feelings about SummerSlam. So it's going to be a good time. And also, we've got a mega predictions contest for you guys to participate in as well. Every match just about has a bonus question. We've got a mega bonus question at the end. So there's lots of points to be gathered for anyone wanting to claim the Coalition Predictions Chat Championship, which there it is. The Community Chat Predictions Championship. It will be up for grabs for SummerSlam, currently held by Sophie Dofi. I know last name. Bring back the fight pit for Jada and Natty. You know, I think next week, well, obviously next week we're getting Jada and Thea versus Nikita and what's her name? Carmen. So I know we got to get round 3. We got to get round 3 for Jada and Natty. They're 1-1 right now. And we've got to get some kind of specialty match between the two. I really wonder if we don't get the fight pit for them, if we'll get something like an I Quit match or a submission match. Would love to see that happen. So we'll see what we get. NXT Heatwave, I believe, is August 30th. Yeah, August 30th, the same day as the AAA show. A hair match. Woo! That is a bold assertion, RT Rick. All right, we'll be back in about 30 seconds here. And we got about 30 minutes left in the show. So we're going to have Shiloh and Tristan, and then I guess one other match tonight. But is there a match we haven't seen yet that is on the books for tonight? we know that Grayson Waller is coming back to the building, and we haven't seen Tony D'Angelo or Naraku yet tonight. And we only saw a brief backstage bit of Cruz Montana, formerly known as Mike Santana. So we'll see. Also, as it pertains to Mike Santana, let me go ahead and say this. I'm not upset that he changed his name. Mike went on social media himself and basically told everybody, "Hey, I changed my name to honor the legacy of my late father," and that strikes a chord with me as a man who is living life without his dad too. And I can envision one of two things having happened. One, oh, there's Callie Armstrong.
You literally just got here. You know that, right? You and Lizzie both need to wait your turn alive because I'm having one shot at that title. The difference maker, no way. A bold statement coming from someone I already pinned, and that rep was a blind.
Oh, we're gonna build ourselves a multi-woman match. Where's Teddy Long? Kalani's getting into Raven territory. What about me? What about Kalani? Oh, there's Raina. This division doesn't rebuild, it reloads. She's right about that. So here's my take on Mike Santana. First of all, I like the name change because he likes it. But I'm imagining one or two things happened. One, he is exactly what he said. He wanted to honor his dad, so he took a new name when he came to WWE. I did find that a little bit tricky because he's already been on NXT, even though he was technically still signed to TNA as Mike Santana. Like we saw him wrestle Trick Williams as Mike Santana. So my other theory on this is that when he came to WWE, they said, okay, we want to own the rights to Mike Santana for merch stuff or whatever. And he's like, no. So they're like, okay, well then you can change your name to something we can own, but we'll let you choose it. And I think if he wants to own Mike Santana, then I think it's good that they still allow him to choose the name that he will go with, because honestly, TKO stuff, man, like it's a tale as old as time that you get saddled with a name that they're going to own a piece of. And honestly, it's just rarefied air. There's just certain stars that get to own their stuff, and you have to earn the right to do that, But yeah, and that's probably what happened. And honestly, back in the Vince days, if that was the impasse they came to, he'd be like, well, we're just going to call you, Ricardo, what was this stupid Ricardo Montana? Sorry, I just watched this Kevin Hart movie on Netflix, and, they probably would have saddled him with something really stereotypical and maybe a little racist. So the fact that they at least allow him input in choosing the new name, I find that to be really thoughtful and considerate. You saw Blake Monroe do the same thing. You see Royce Keys do the same thing. So like Ricky Saints also, he chose Saints. So, I appreciate these sort of autonomy. They're giving the new talent and being involved in their own development. Honestly, it's a compromise, right? And honestly, when you work for a big company like WWE or work for any kind of major company in your life, you have to get used to compromise. You can't just walk in and demand everything your way. And so honestly, I think that's a pretty agreeable compromise. So, and that's not me shilling for WWE or anything. Like they haven't cut me a check for anything yet, but the day they do, there will be signs. Nevertheless, yeah, there we go. I did miss a chat earlier on RT Rick. Tristan Angels is not a bad wrestler. I feel like his character still needs a little fine tuning. I feel like he's onto something, but he's still not quite there yet. George Tatum Paxley, we have not seen her really since Raina dropped her on her debut. So we'll see. I missed this before, but A&B Combos, brother and sister from another mother. Kendall is so good. We love us some Lola and NXT Underground. Vice gets sent back to Miami with Don Johnson, not Crockett. Crockett and Tubbs. He killed my brother. Sorry, that's a little GTA Vice City, which obviously was supermodeled after Miami Vice and Scarface. Underrated game. GTA 6 coming out later this year, of course. But thank you so much, AB Combos, as always, for your support. We will be hooking up tomorrow for SummerSlam predictions. Make sure you guys join us for that because there's going to be a lot to say.
It's not going to vote. He's got it the hard way. He has Tristan Angel's number. And also, by the way, what's wrong with Lizzie?
Wonder if Shiloh Manhausen at SummerSlam. That's not a bad thought, but I have a theory about that as well. But I'm going to save it for tomorrow with Danhausen at SummerSlam. Okay, we're coming up to commercial. We are coming up to commercial break. Oh, me, oh, my. Anyways, if you're just joining us, guys, tonight, what you've got to do is make sure you go to YouTube or watch a replay. I don't care what it takes to watch the first 10 minutes of tonight's episode of NXT. Grayson Waller storms the ring on his own in a hoodie and sweats or whatever and cuts what's an equivalent of a pipe bomb promo on the men's roster of NXT. And it is leaps and bounds, head and shoulders, bar none, the absolute best promo Grayson Waller has ever cut in a WWE-owned ring. So go check it out. It honestly was like a shot of adrenaline into the men's division of NXT. And honestly, I would strap up that dude tonight. Put the belt on him now and have him be like, I'm going to make an example of all these little boy pretenders in this division. And we're going to bring the NXT men's division back to where it used to be with Finn Balor and Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn and Johnny Gargano. You know, people that he name dropped in the promo too. It was really, really good. Last name, we don't know the match order, but yes, night 1 and night 2 has been, and he dropped a bomb on Theory too, called him Marty Jannetty, which is a slur for tag team wrestlers. Yes, Theory's old partner Waller. Last name for night 1 of SummerSlam. The matches, in no particular order, are Liv and Io, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, the men's 6-man tag, Bloodline, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys, Gunther and Nick Aldis, and the women's 6-woman tag is on night 1 as well with Fatal Influence versus the Bellas and Paige. Night 2 has Roman and Seth, Penta and Chad Gable. It's got the women's ladder match, Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio, Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor, and Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin, which was added to the card after SmackDown went off the air last week. So that is the breakdown. Grayson Waller also took a shot at TNA when he was talking about Ricky, Mike Santana or Cruz Montana. He said, you came from TNA, you were TNA champion. Well, it ain't 2005. Being in TNA, being the top guy in TNA is being like the best basketball player at your local YMCA. So, yeah, just brutal stuff. Yeah, the U.S. title is on the line, last name. U.S. title match at SummerSlam, Baron Corbin, Trick Williams. All right, coming back from break. Here we go. Yeah, and also I want to give credit to Grayson Waller too. The stupid NXT crowd tried to hit him with the what chant in the first few minutes of his promo, and he devoured them and shut them up. And they were chanting for him by the end of the promo, and he said, "No, shut up! I don't want your support. Stop chanting for me now!" And he cut them down again. And so yeah, it feels at this point like I'm probably overselling it, but if you've been watching NXT, and we all know, like I'm not criticizing the men's division because a lot of these guys are very young, they're very green. Of course, it's not going to be at the level it was when Oba and Trick and Javon were there, and we're all being very patient with it, I think. But the way he came in and just showed all these men what a real promo is, it felt like Cena that time Roman stumbled over his lines. Like he had such poise, such comfort, and such venom in his voice. Again, the best work I've ever seen from Grayson. So if he can keep that energy with his agility and athleticism in the ring, he could be on a real tear down here right now. I hope they don't just bring him in just to have him lose to Tony D'Angelo or have him try to put over someone who's already there. I really hope they do a run with him where he gets the title and tries to bring everybody else up to his level than just serving him up to somebody they want to make. We'll see what happens. Step up Enziguri with Shiloh up on the top rope. A Heart Brit kid, as we've called him before. Wonder if Miz and Wilson. Yeah, we haven't seen them in a couple of weeks, I don't think, on SmackDown. I don't remember seeing them last week. Honestly, since they got cut down to 2 hours, I don't know how much airtime those boys are getting. Tristan goes through cost Hill a match against Nico Vance nearly a month ago. Has since stolen Shadow Will's tooth. Now continuing to talk some smack, and then when he just roped it up. I have not seen the Matt Cardona interview yet today. Last name I did notice it was posted. I'm curious. I'm curious how that shakes out. It was interesting to see him in Unreal Season 3, though. They circled back around to interview Chelsea, and he was a part of it that time. I'll give Tristan Angels credit, he's got a violent streak in him. It feels like he kind of gets pushed to it in a match. Sometimes he'll pull off something pretty wild. Shiloh powerbombs Tristan on the announce table, which doesn't break. Only gets him a 2 count. Last name, I liked Unreal Season 3. I thought it was pretty good. I was grateful for them kind of just being transparent about how troubled the Vision was with all of the injuries. One thing I was disappointed in, though, was that they did not say a word about Brock Lesnar trying to retire at WrestleMania. They didn't even act like it happened. And so that was, which their silence speaks volumes to me, but I was really hoping they would touch on that. Goodness gracious. The back suplex into a neck breaker coming off the top. Shiloh takes that dub just like that. And it looks like from here, we'll get a recap of this match, and then we'll see what our main event segment's going to be. Feel like we might see Tony D. We might see Grayson again, because we've seen multiple segments of Robert Stone backstage during the night since the opening segment on the phone with Grayson, telling him to come back to the building. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm curious what season 4 will be. Oh, that's right. Cruz Montana was they advertised a promo from him, his first words as an official member of the roster. So I wonder if Grayson comes back out to see him face to face, or if we'll see him at all. We'll see what happens. All right. SummerSlam this weekend, you guys. Tell me this, everybody. Is there anybody in the chat who wants Penta to beat Chad Gable this weekend? I'm just curious.
Supposed to be virtue into. The fans beat him to the point. And Cena. One John. Well, you got tonight.
Okay. Y'all want Penta to win. Okay. Are you tipping your hand, B? Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm very eager to talk about you got me. I bought it, B. I'm eager to talk about the matches, to talk about the card. I know there's a lot of discourse online about the business side of WWE and the booking and stuff, but when my family moved from North Carolina, raise up, to the West Coast, we went from North Carolina to Tennessee to Arkansas to Oklahoma to Texas to New Mexico to Arizona, finally to California. And honestly, getting to California was great. And sometimes along the way, Oklahoma City, some spots around Albuquerque, Nashville, some really great stops along the way. And then there was also like the stretch of West Memphis to Little Rock. There was North Texas, where all you could smell was processing cows with a broken AC. And there was also the torrential downpour in the middle of the night in Arizona. Sometimes the road to the destination can be fun. Sometimes it's garbage. But at the end of the day, if the place you're arriving at is worth it, you can look back and be like, okay, so what if the trip we got there wasn't all roses the entire time? And that's how I look at the build to SummerSlam. SummerSlam's practically here now. So we can whine and complain about the build to SummerSlam all you want, and you're entitled to do that. But for me, it's here now. And I look at this card, and there's plenty that I'm invested in. So for me, for Steven, for Mark by Wrestling, it feels like a waste of my breath to complain about how we got here. There's a couple of matches that I feel a little strongly about the build for it, but the majority of them, I feel fine about how we got here because we are here now. Anyway, time to pitch to next week. Next week's a big show, by the way, coming off of SummerSlam, coming off the Raw after SummerSlam, tag titles, Myles and Tavion versus the Vanity Project, Thea Hale and Jada Parker tagging up against Natty's Mean Girls, Nikita Lyons and Carmen Petrovich. And we've got the Speed Championship, Ren Sinclair versus Zarya. So I'm assuming that's going to be a 5-minute time limit. Will Zarya recapture the same 2 titles Sol Ruka had? And then also the main event, Kendall Gray, Lola Vice, Underground. It's a big PLE level card next week. So let's see. It's the after SummerSlam. That's right. We are Ren Central here. Now here comes Cruz Montana. Yeah, how many title changes at SummerSlam? I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like there's going to be a lot. I mean, obviously, there's definitely going to be one in the ladder match. We're crowning a new women's interim champion, which is silly that they're calling it interim, but it's okay. Oh yeah, EO as well. Yeah, that's not a bad prediction, honestly. We'll see what happens. I heard about that, RT Rick. Yeah, I mean, listen, she's an accomplished wrestler, and I find her personality infectious as well. So, yeah, I want big things for Ren Sinclair. I think her character shines bright in NXT. I'm a little nervous about how she'll translate to the main roster once it's time, but I, real talk, think she could be NXT Women's Champion, like that. Montana chance. All right, Cruz Montana promo. Let's see what he's got to say.
Listen, you know I always pride myself on being real, so I got to keep it a buck with all of you. These are words that I never thought I'd say. Cruz Montana is officially a WWE superstar.
Funny you should say that. Cruz Montana is officially WWE superstar, are words I never thought I'd say either, because I'd never heard of that name.
I didn't think I'd see tomorrow. Not TNA, not WWE, but the day of life. Because where I came up was in some of the toughest neighborhoods of New York City. The Lower East Side to the Boogie Down Bronx, baby. And every single day was a struggle and a fight to survive. And I tell you what, I was no sinner. I've made mistakes that I can't take back. But I learned that most of those nights, I was fighting the man in the mirror. There was a lot of times that I thought this dream was dead for me.
What's up, CTO?
So I had to make a decision. Either I was going to become another story of wasted potential, or I was going to be the man that my daughter deserves to call her father.
You know,
And then they told me
I'm going to reserve judgment until the promo is over.
They said that I could not be the guy. It did a little something on the inside to me. For 20 years, I have fought the toughest battles within myself, and I was on a losing streak. But then I started to win, baby. And every single step forward wasn't me chasing validation. It was me proving and taking
LAX. Oh, yeah. I forgot about LAX. Shoot.
rebuild my career. One match at a time. One city at a time. One opportunity at a time. So it's on my chest. I love and appreciate what TNA did for me.
Cruz Montana. He putting TNA over, but sadly, they didn't really clap for that, which is a shame.
Superstar. And not a damn thing was given to me. I'm not gonna allow my past to dictate my future. Only I can do that. And look at me now. here in the place that everyone wants to be. And at the beginning of the chapter, I've been chasing life. But guess what? Guess what? Last year I came here to NXT with one mission in mind, and I wanted to prove that I have what it takes to be amongst the greatest in WWE. And tonight, I'm not here to fill a spot. I'm here to take a spot.
I'm not here to fill a spot. I'm here to take a spot. I feel like he's getting a polite response.
Cute little promo, little boy. But what if I gotta say to you, I'll step to your face and we can meet at whatever YMCA you want, little boy.
All right. Cruz said we can meet at whatever YMCA you want to. That was a fair comeback. All right, here comes Tony D. Listen, I am never a man to talk down on another man's personal testimony of his own redemption and all that. So I think there's a lot of reality in the promo that Montana just cut, and I applaud him for the life that he's lived. That being said, I think there's only so many wrestlers who can tell the I came from nothing story and have the crowd eating out of their hands. Eddie Guerrero's promo against Brock Lesnar is probably your blueprint for that. Dusty Rhodes back in the day made a whole character on that. But that promo hit for me the same way like Jacobs did, and then he just backed off of it in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? All right. Tony D face-to-face with Cruz Montana.
Now, for the past few years, I've seen some of the hottest names in free agency walk through the door, come to this ring, and address the WWE Universe, telling everybody how they're going to run NXT, win the championships, change the business, the whole nine. Now, look, everything you just said, with all that passion,
Yeah.
I believe you.
Rated to, yeah.
I believe every single word you said, except one teeny tiny thing. The spot of NXT champion. Now, unfortunately for you, Jack.
Kangaroo.
Until further notice. Now, you could be the
Kangaroo Jack was an awful, by the way.
You could be the baddest on the block, Cruz, but one thing you will not be is the NXT champion. Cut your ass off right there. Because how about I show you exactly how I'm going to take that spot?
All right. They staring at each other. Are we getting another interruption? Oh, there he is. Grayson's here. Knees Tony in the face. And okay. They coordinated a little spot where Montana just knocked out D'Angelo when he was in for Grayson Waller. So we're looking at a triple threat here, probably. Where's Robert Teddy Long Stone? All right. So we're going off the air with that and pitching to Kendall and Lola in the underground next week. I imagine they'll do that at Heatwave, maybe. All right. Well, if we can have Grayson Waller keeping the energy he had at the beginning of the show tonight, then NXT is going to be in a great spot with the men's division because that was some of the best work I've ever seen him give in his career. And, the crowd the crowd wasn't as hot for that brawl as they were for his promo at the beginning of the show. But we'll see what happens. Now, that being said, again, what's up, Celeste? Next week we've got a massive show for NXT. Before we get there, let me just run down the Marked by Wrestling schedule for you for the next week. We've got SummerSlam predictions tomorrow night with A&B Combos and Just Alex. Thursday is the day before Friday. I'm looking to upload another Mount Rushmore Wrestling Mount Rushmore matches episode with my brother David. We're going to talk about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Also, my wife and I are going through Attitude Era trivia this week, so hopefully there'll be more content there as well. Friday is SmackDown, of course, the final go-home show before SummerSlam, which is, of course, Saturday and Sunday. We're back at Raw on Monday, and next week we have got a tag team title match, Vanity Project versus Tavion and Myles Borne. We've got a women's speed title match, Ren Sinclair defending against Zarya, who could end up with both double titles, just like Sol Ruka had when they were together. We've got the NXT round for the women's title, which between Lola and Kendall. So anyway, and a lot more. So it's a packed season for good wrestling. So make sure you guys find time to believe, find time to get invested, devote your energy to the things that fill you up in the world of wrestling, and don't get caught up with the whiners and complainers, because there's a lot of good to enjoy in wrestling right now. So just focus on that stuff. Enjoy it. Join us tomorrow for predictions. I will have predictions competition ready for you to engage with, and we'll see who's going to be our next Community Chat Coalition Predictions champion. And so bring your A game for that, and bring your appetite and your conversation for predictions and for the rest of the week, including SummerSlam this weekend. But until then, you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Don't forget to believe, because believing makes wrestling better.